When I was going through the text and trying to find something that I identified with that made me comfortable or I found familiar, um, I really found a comfortable familiarity with figure 18.22 on page 318, the wine pitcher. Um, it reminded me of going to my uncle's house as a kid because he was an art collector and he always had a bunch of pieces of art and little knickknacks. So I would always play with like the different toys he had and always admire the pieces of art that were there. And it reminded me of my childhood, and I've had a comfortable feeling in looking at the wine pitcher because it reminded me of all of the cool pieces of art I grew up around at his house. And that's what I found comfortable with in a foreign object. And I wouldn't say I was uncomfortable looking at this in a foreign object. It's that I don't understand it. It was on the next page, 319, figure 18.23, the Avanta Maska Sutra. It's a Korean piece. It's right. It's this. Um, I don't speak Korean, so I did not understand the figures that were on this piece, and that's something I don't recognize and am not familiar with. And the problems with using words like familiar and foreign is it's not going to be the same for everybody else. If you identify with something and you think it's familiar, it's not going to be the same for the next person. And the same thing with foreign. It's not going to be the same for other people. Um, so I don't know what other words you could use besides familiar and foreign, but those are the problems I see with using those words. Um, if you say something's familiar and someone else doesn't think it's familiar, they may think, oh, that the other person might be getting something that I'm not, or if you say something's foreign to you and to the other person that's not, they'll be like, oh, well, you just don't get it. But I'm not sure what other words, like I said, you could use to replace familiar and foreign, but those are some problems that I saw or came up with for using those words.